Hey everybody, welcome back to A Taste of Manga. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the manga Grandblue Dreaming, depending on whatever you want to call it. I've seen it in some places just referred to as Grandblue, seen it in other places as Grandblue Dreaming, but I'm probably just going to refer to it as Grandblue from here on out. By Kenji Inoue, I believe. And this is an interesting one, recommended to me by my good friend and patron Nia-chan. Thank you so much, by the way, guys. If you'd like to support the channel and join the Patreon and request a manga or an anime or a topic for me to discuss on the channel, please check out that link down below. There's also a Discord server. But Grandblue, interesting manga for sure. And Nia in the past has tended to recommend me very interesting manga, and she didn't. She not let up here. This is essentially a story about like college kids. It's a comedy story, mostly about this guy named Iori, who previously went to this like it seems like more boring like all boys school, and now he ventured out to live like with his uncle and attend this college basically seaside like on the beach, and his uncle has this like it's like a surf shop or I don't remember if it's actually a surf shop or the diving club also goes there. Maybe it's a I don't know if I want to say diving shop, but his uncle has this business by the beach, and he lives in this apartment like above it. And at the base level of it is where the diving club hangs out. And the diving club of the school consists of all these really buffed dudes, uh, these ripped guys who drink a lot and party a lot and strip a lot. A lot of this manga is naked dudes. You don't see any of their gear, but let me tell you, there's a lot of mostly naked dudes. Um, they play various games and stuff like that where they have to like strip and stuff, and they get into arguments and bet each other stupid things, and they're kind of just like the guys from Jackass, like incarnate in a manga. But they're pretty funny. It is a comedy series, so I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be taken that seriously. Also, at this as part of the diving club are the main character Iori's two cousins, two female cousins, Nanaka and Chisa. Now Nanaka is this beautiful long-haired girl. They actually see on the left side there. Fortunately, it's not the best picture of her, but trust me, she's pretty smoking. But that is his cousin, so luckily they didn't really like go there all that much. But a lot of the shots of Nanaka are just like really fan servicey, and I don't know. I'd imagine it's probably meant to have some humor behind it, but maybe more than necessary. But she is actually very, very into diving herself. Not so much with the partying, but she's still friends with the club nonetheless. And her younger sister and the main character's other cousin is named Chisa. She's the girl reading the magazine in the front of this picture. She is much, I'm gonna say colder than her older sister, but not mean. She's just like she's kind of just up like tired of everybody's shit around her. I like Chisa a lot. A lot of this manga, as it is a comedy, is like I said, these crazy situations about these partying college dudes, and this main character who is being thrown into these situations, drinking heavily, getting into these crazy drunken games and stuff and situations and stuff like that, and then his female cousins walking in on him at like the most inopportune time, where he's probably naked or he's doing something perverted or it's just something kind of crazy out of context, and of course, the diving club never has his back. So it seems kind of repetitive in that sense, where like I feel like a lot of people might get bored with this manga for that reason. I don't know how the other volumes go down the line. This is, of course, I only read volume one, so it's only the first four chapters. Art wise, it's interesting. The characters are very detailed and look very good, especially when they do like close ups of their face and stuff like that. And even the muscly dudes, I gotta admit, there's some well drawn 6 packs and 8 packs and 12 packs going on here. But Especially the two female characters, Chisa and Nanaka, both pretty young girls. Again, they're related to the main characters, so like it's kind of weird for me some of the time. But luckily, the manga never like really goes there. But they're both very well drawn. But my problem is the backgrounds of this were incredibly dull and kind of boring. Like everything was just like it almost it seems like a lot of the story just took place in like a vacuum. Like they could have been anywhere in the world. Like there was no like nice like cool landscape shot of where they were. And I get it, they're either in a shop or they're like sitting around drinking or maybe by the water, but like they're like by the water. Like a big part of this is the water and the wonders of diving. Like that's what the two girl characters really like, and they try to show. And Iori is starting to get a grasp of like why people actually like to dive, because the guys in the club, they talk about their love of diving and they say like they encourage the main character to try it out, but they're party animals, and the girls not so much. They're really in it for the passion of the hobby, and that's really cool. Except there's only like one real shot like under the water that actually like looks pretty good, and it's when they're at like an aquarium. But yeah, the backgrounds of this really let me down. I kept noticing that it would just be like a cool drawn character with this just white boring background. I don't know. But it did make me laugh. Not many manga have done that. There are scenes in here that made me laugh. There's just some situations that Iori gets into. Where it's kind of his own fault. Like he signs that he like joins in a lot of this bullshit going on and drinks too much, and gets out of control and ends up like just naked on a sidewalk. And it's one of my favorite moments is so he's a college student, right, and he's in this whole new environment, basically on his own, living with he lives with family, but like he doesn't have like strict rules placed upon him. So a lot of the nights he's going out and doing these crazy things. The first like 3 or 4 nights that he lives at this new house, he doesn't sleep in his own bed. He either passes out outside or like at a table or other places. And there's a funny moment where like he does this, and I think Nanaka or Chisa mentions that you've been here 4 days. Where's your bed? Do you know where your bed is? And he's like, of course I know. And then he doesn't really know. He has no idea where his own bedroom is. It was really, really funny. But like I said, I don't see myself continuing this because it seems like if it was repetitive in this first volume, I could see it. My guess is that they're just going to introduce probably more female characters. There's this other like male, like pretty boy type character who's also like an otaku. That is also being reeled into the club, that also I think goes to the school. I don't remember that guy's name all that much, but he's kind of funny too. He wears this like funny like lolly anime girl shirt, and there's one scene where like they're trying to get to know one another, I think, and then he's like, I have something to tell you. You might not have ever guessed this, but I'm an otaku. And the other guy's like, holy shit. A big factor of this, in terms of like the animation, is the character faces, because the faces like are really, really funny. It reminded me of Cromartie High School, like when ridiculous things happen, like the faces get all warped and stuff like that, or something like Golden Boy. But I know this also has an anime that aired in 2018. I have not checked that out. Of course, this is just the first volume of the manga. I thought it was pretty good, but I don't necessarily see myself continuing Grandblue. Have you guys read this manga? Let me know down below. Thank you, Nia, for recommending me it nonetheless. It did make me laugh, which was awesome. And Nanaka, is a pretty girl. I'll give you that. She is, she made some parts of it worthwhile. But I could see why a lot of people would like this, just not necessarily my cup of tea. But like I said, if you disagree with me, let me know down below. And also, what are other comedy manga that you guys enjoy? Because I really haven't read that many, and I'd love to laugh more while reading manga. Because sometimes I'm just sitting reading Vinland Saga, and that doesn't make me laugh all that much, as good as it is. But thank you. Considering joining that Patreon down below, thank you to everybody that supports the channel. And thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Miasma, and I'll see you next time.